How can one stay away from arrogant individuals? How can one stay away from arrogant individuals? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He makes kibr such an evil in the Quran that one can easily state that kibr or arrogance is the origin of evil. Why can we say this? If one looks at the first act of defiance against Allah from Iblis, la'natullah alayh, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands the angels to bow down to Nabi Adam, and Iblis being among them as a teacher, as a student of deen, as a worshipper of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا Iblis. Everyone present bowed down. Iblis refused. Why? Aba, he refused. وَاسْتَكْبَرَ, and he was arrogant. وَكَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ, and he was of the disbelievers. Arrogance, as the Prophet ﷺ taught us, is something that prevents a person from ever going into, ever smelling the fragrance of Jannah. لا يدخل الجنة من كان في قلبه مثقال ذرة من خردل من كبر أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. No one will enter into Jannah even if they have a mustard seed's weight of kibr or arrogance in their heart. What is kibr? Kibr is batrul haqq wa ghamtun nas. It is denial of the truth. Of course, when we are aware and we know that it is true, simply because of who it's coming from or how they're saying it, or we believe that we are superior. And ghamtun nas is to look down upon others, to have a superiority complex. Now, the question is, how do we avoid arrogant people? The first key in avoiding arrogant people would be to have a full understanding of what arrogance is. Arrogance is often mistaken for a plethora of other qualities, right? Qualities, some of which are intrinsically also problematic and others are perhaps not so problematic. For example, people mistake boastfulness, people mistake confidence, people mistake anger, people mistake having a louder voice, right? Or a bit of a confident walk. People mistake all of these things for kibr. And unfortunately, they are not as simple as equating the two. Kibr is very severe. And while we may have remnants or traces of or actions of kibr present in our lives, it's a very serious thing to consider another believer as a mutakabbir, as an arrogant individual. It's not something that we should do lightly. This is not, while it is a matter of the unseen, it is also understood that we don't have access to the unseen, and that's between the person and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So understand what kibr is and avoid the quality. Avoid the quality of the denial of truth when you know that it is true. And when you see the truth being denied for whatever reason, avoid that action, and avoid the action of looking down upon others and considering others as inferior to oneself. And avoid any type of culture, any type of actions or groups that demonstrate these qualities. And most importantly, make sure that you avoid being guilty of that quality yourself. As for how to avoid specific individuals, try to do so with wisdom. Try to do so with wisdom without making it obvious that you are avoiding that person per se, unless there's a need to do so. And one of the ways that you can easily avoid bad company is by spending your time in the company of those who are good, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.
La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.